Today's cooking demo is how to fix tempeh. You may have heard of tempeh if you're certainly if you're a vegan or vegetarian. If you're dabbling in plant-based foods, you may have heard of it, but not quite sure what it is or how to use it. There's different ways you can buy it, but usually it's in a package like this. It consists of cultured organic soybeans and organic brown rice. Now there are other kinds. You can find ones with different legumes or grains in it. This is a basic one. And the fact that it's cultured means it has a lot of nice health properties. They call it a superfood, kind of like the way yogurts are cultured, have living organisms and certain vitamins. I think it's B12, but I can't remember now. Anyway, it's good for you. It's a great thing if you're trying some plant-based foods to substitute for some meats. So this, I have 2 packages here. Now there's a lot of different ways you can fix it. This is a way I found, I just developed it myself. That's very simple. And I can do it in the toaster oven instead of on the stove top. You can do like saute on the stove top, but I kind of like this toaster oven method. So I've already opened these packages. And what I do is lay them out on a sheet of parchment, which is cut to fit my toaster oven pan. Of course, you can use a regular oven, and I do 2 at a time because it fits. It's kind of an odd looking thing. It's the soybeans, the whole soybeans in there, and it's a bit moist. So first of all, I like to cut them into chunks because it's more versatile. I can throw them in later with a stir fry, or just have it on top of rice, or toss them in salads. I like this sharp and it's long knife, so it will cut the length. So I like fairly small pieces. I usually do 3 on the length wise cut. And you've got strips like that. And then you can cut them crosswise, as small as you want. I usually do, I would say, maybe like a 1/2 inch. And most people, like if you're trying vegetarian, probably tofu is the thing that first comes to mind. It's most commonly known. Some people don't like it. It's one of those foods that is very neutral and can really pick up almost any flavor, depending on how you use it and what you add it to. But this gives you another option. So now they're all cut into my little squares. So then you can brush it with oil. You don't have to add any oil, but it does enhance the flavor quite a bit. And since I am lazy a lot of the time, I like this avocado oil spray. You can also get olive oil spray, or just brush it with regular olive oil or other oils. So I just put a light spray probably the equivalent of maybe a teaspoon or so, not too much. And then here's where the fun starts. You can season it almost any way that you like. So my favorites, first a little bit of salt. I use sea salt, but you can use any salt. Pink Himalayan salt would be good. And then you can put regular black pepper. I happen to like a little spicy. My husband does too. I use this togarashi. It's a Japanese hot mixture of hot spices that I discovered last year, and I really like it. So I sprinkle a little bit of that. You could use cayenne pepper, pepper flakes, chili flakes if you like a little bit hot. And I also really like this astafatida or hing, which is an Indian seasoning. It's mostly used in Indian food. I just love it. It's very kind of earthy, I don't know, garlicky, earthy flavor. So I sprinkle some of that on. I like it. And for finishing touch, I have these tricolor sesame seeds. You can also use sesame oil. And the sesame seeds, if you want a more Asian cuisine type flavors, you could sprinkle a little soy sauce on it. So really any kind of flavors you want. So I like to sprinkle sesame seeds as well. And then it's all ready. And the reason I don't prepare it in the pan is so the pan stays clean around the edges, because if you get oils spraying on the pan or spices or whatever, it's just kind of messier to clean up. So then I just lift the whole thing, plop it in the baking pan, and then I'm going to go put it in the toaster oven. I put it at around 350 for usually about 20 minutes, depending on how crispy you like it. So if you leave it in longer, I've left it up to 30 minutes sometimes. If you want really crispy on top, you can put under the broiler for the last few minutes as well. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will show it to you when it comes out. Here. Here's the tempeh coming out of the oven. You can see it's got a nice crispy browning to it. I forgot to mention another thing is smoked paprika is really good on this. It smells wonderful. You can use it in so many different things. I'll show you some of the ways that we like to use it. Here's one way to have it with rice and some jalapeno pepper slices and some sun-dried tomatoes. Delicious.